The O'Reilly Factor is on tonight. Dateline Berkeley, California, where there is controversy over putting American flags on fire engines. We'll have a report. Big show tonight to aid the victims of terror, but who is watching all the money that's pouring in? We'll take a hard look at that. And will Black America become engaged in the struggle against terrorism? We'll talk with the head of the NAACP. Caution, you are about to enter a no-spin zone. Factor begins in 90 seconds.
I'm Shepard Smith in New York, and here is the latest from Fox News Channel as America stands united. The United States Senate passing a $15 billion airline relief bill. The president releasing $5 billion to help put federal marshals on airplanes, plus give rewards to help catch terrorists and help rebuild the Pentagon. The FBI now says it has received more than 134,000 tips and leads in the case. The Massachusetts governor and Boston's mayor say the FBI warned them of a possible threat to the Boston area this weekend, but now the FBI is denying they issued that warning. Security in Hollywood, California is also being beefed up after a threat against studios was reported there. Plus, Scotland Yard in London arresting 3 men and 1 woman who they believe are connected to the terror attacks at the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. French authorities have arrested 7 suspects who were said to be planning to attack the United States Embassy in Paris. The United States now asking the EU to tell Iran that the U.S. is interested in Iran's offers to help fight terrorism, provided, that is, that Iran ends all forms of terrorism it has historically supported. Attorney General John Ashcroft announcing $10 million in funding to cover police costs in the wake of the attack on the World Trade Center. The FBI officially taking control of the Pentagon site as a crime scene. I'm Shepard Smith in New York. For all of us at FNC, thanks for trusting us for your news.
Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. America's struggle versus your self-interest. That's the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Like it or not, we live in a country where many people care only about themselves. Did you know that more people watched the Super Bowl last January than tuned into the coverage of the terrorism? I was stunned. How could any American not watch what was going on? The fact is that most Americans, passed on watching television news about the terrorism. Now we have the special interest popping up already in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Berkeley, California. We've had anti-war rallies. That's hard to believe, but some people can't wait to voice their dissent. Many of the initial protesters betrayed their true intent by speaking of personal fears and inconveniences. Thus, the terrorism is all about them, not the country or the victims. This is sad but predictable, and we're going to see more of it. Selfishness is rampant in America, and a terrorist attack is not going to wipe that out. Here in New York City, police have arrested 2 men for looting stores underneath the World Trade Center, and we've already reported on various telemarketing schemes. The good news is those incidents are small and rare, but there is a major story developing about all the money being raised for the families of the victims. We'll have that in a moment. Now, this evening, there is a 2-hour celebrity-studded TV special designed to raise even more money, and I have mixed feelings about it. In the past, I've seen celebrities use good causes to get publicity for themselves. For example, the actor Roger Moore, the ex-James Bond, was appointed ambassador for UNICEF. But when given a chance to help some poor black kids in Harlem, he passed, even though his advisors urged him to do it. And the actress Angelina Jolie is the current UN Goodwill Ambassador for Refugees. But Ms. Jolie will not tell us, or anyone else it seems, exactly what that position is all about, other than getting her some publicity. There are legions of other examples I could give you, so I'm skeptical of famous people jumping on benevolent bandwagons. If I see a Paul Newman or a Susan Sarandon doing something, I am reassured because those people consistently help others and don't seek publicity for it. But this big network hoo-ha, I don't know. Once again, Talking Points urges all Americans to put aside self-interest and personal fear and unselfishly help out the country. Support the war on terrorism. Work hard and buy stuff when you can. We should all be in this together because we were all at risk. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight. In Berkeley City, officials have ordered American flags removed from fire trucks, then rescinded that order because they feared anti-war protesters. In Miami, 3 firefighters were suspended because they allegedly refused to ride on a fire truck that bore the flag. And in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, some parents have threatened to sue because some God Bless America signs have been posted in public schools. Joining us now from San Francisco is Chris Worthington, a Berkeley City Council member, and from Boston, Dr. Gordon Fellman, sociologist and director of the Peace and Conflict Studies program at Brandeis University. All right, Mr. Worthington, you first. What is this stuff in Berkeley? You know, Berkeley's got the worst reputation of any town in the USA as far as being anti-government. Firefighters put a flag on their fire engines, and there's a big to-do about it. What's going on?
Well, Bill, Berkeley, like most of the country, is burdened with great sadness and depression right now over the tragic terrorist attacks. The bureaucratic bungling of a low-level person deciding not to have the large flags on the fire trucks was simply a bureaucratic mistake. There is no controversy in Berkeley. I believe everyone in Berkeley's elected official leadership thinks that it's perfectly fine for the city to fly flags on our fire trucks as a symbol of remembering the firefighters and the thousands of people who died, not as a symbol of killing thousands and hundreds of thousands of people around the world, but as a simple, solemn symbol of remembering those who died.
All right, Mr. Worthington, I wasn't aware that we've killed hundreds of thousands of people around the world. Did I miss that news story?
No, I'm saying people want to respect the firefighters and everyone who died, but they don't want the country to go off and do the same kind of thing and kill innocent people around the globe.
Now, are you speaking for the city of Berkeley now, for yourself? Who are you speaking for?
The City Council will be discussing this on Tuesday night. Right now, I'm expressing my opinion, but we will certainly be discussing this whole issue. And I've been deluged with emails applauding the selflessness and the political and moral courage of Barbara Lee for being the sole voice to say, wait a second, doesn't the War Powers Act say that we need to study this more closely?
All right, but I bet you if you took a plebiscite, Ms. Lee would lose probably, there are 12% of people who think the way you and Ms. Lee do, and 88% that think the way, I guess, I do and President Bush does. All right, Doctor, let's go.
You may be surprised that Barbara
maybe,
Lee...
look, I'm